everybody, it's Tommy. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. First of all, look at me. Look at me. Like, if you've seen my other videos, you know that I don't wear makeup. You know, I don't know how to put makeup on. So someone introduced me to Beta, and Beta was like, I'll do your makeup for the next shoot that you have. And OMG, what do you think? Do I look beautiful, or do I look
more beautiful? You look more beautiful. Thank you for having me, Tommy.
Thank you so much. Beta is actually one of the best makeup artists that I've come across.
I'm humbled.
And I'm not just saying that because while you were putting my makeup on, she was telling me the art behind it, the science behind it, and it's like, it's not just about picking up any old powder and just slapping it on your face. There's actually a way to go about it. So thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
And I know that our audience are going to learn something about today. So the first thing I always ask my guests to do is to introduce themselves. So let the viewers know who you are.
Okay, hi everybody. Hello viewers of Tommy. My name is Beta Golchin, and I am the CEO and founder of a company called GlamNGo, which is fast glam for busy women. Ooh. And I'm also the author of a published book called Boss Glam, which is the ultimate guide to corporate glam and empowerment. And what I do is I help women simplify makeup to empower themselves in life.
Nice. So that name, Boss Glam, I love that.
Thank you.
Where did that name come from? How did you come up with that?
I came up with that because I would see a lot of boss, babe boss going around, you know, hashtags everywhere. And I figured boss because you're in charge, because you're empowered. And the glam that you come up with is all you. No one, I mean, obviously I'm helping you, but you can take it and run with it. And you can adjust it and do it to however you want, whether it's a corporate glam, which is what this book is about, but it's much more than just that. It's also makeup as an art form. So you can take the basics, the theory that I'm going to teach you, and build up on that to get crazy, to get creative, get colors on, get glitter on, get lashes on, but do it in a professional way. Don't do it just like any old way, you know what I mean? Because of the theory.
Right.
So I teach you the theory, but it's up to you to break the rules and personalize it to yourself, because I believe makeup is personalized. It's not one size fit all.
Wow, excellent. We'll go into the science and the art a bit later, but take us back to before makeup, before the journey of makeup started.
Okay.
Is this something that, as a younger woman, is this something you always wanted to do, or is this something that just fell on your lap, or is it something that you saw other people do and you had interest in it? How did you start?
Okay, so I talk about this in the book as well. So I started when I was passionate about art when I was 14. I was taking art classes in high school and I loved it, and my teacher at the time thought I was great, and he secretly submitted one of my paintings, which ironically was about a woman's face that was half covered with her hair and half makeup.
Wow.
At 14, I knew how to contour, highlight, put eyeshadow, do all that on paper, on paint. And so he submitted this secretly to a youth competition in Japan, and it turns out that I ended up winning a bronze medal.
Wow,
It was an international competition, an art competition. So I knew back then that I was destined with something artistic and creative. But again, I still didn't know. Because, you know, family pressure always tells you to go into business just as a backup, which is great. I don't regret any of that. I went to the UK to do my undergrad in international business and marketing, came back, and I ended up working in exhibitions and trade shows, and I also worked for Disney as an event manager for film premieres, basically, And and then I was in the boat show, Dubai International Boat Show. It was really great. And then I went into event like venues for concerts and conferences with TCOM. And then I lost my job in 2009. So I decided, what am I going to do now? And I've always wanted to do my master's, but I always kept putting it off because I was working.
Right.
I applied to George Washington University in Washington, D.C., and I decided I'm going to do project management. So I did that, and then I followed that with IT, because I knew that the future was going to be in IT, and project project management was going to help me to do any project in the right way. And then right before I graduated from the second master's, I went into makeup. I got off Facebook and I went on Instagram, and the whole world of makeup opened up. The whole community online. I was like, what? This is huge. Like it just grabbed me. I was like, I want to know everything about this, you know? Even though I had been doing it when I was 14, my friend in high school taught me how to do eyeliner. When I was doing art during the summer holidays, I was doing everyone's portraits. I was drawing with charcoal, with paper, with paint, with just whatever medium I could find. And I was wearing makeup. You know, a little bit of blush, a little bit of eyeshadow, whatever, mascara, eyeliner. And then I remember my friends were always asking me to do their makeup. And when I was in Iran, when I would go visit my family over the holidays, I would borrow my aunt's makeup and I would sit them down and just do their makeup. Right. You know, my grandmother, my aunt. So I was like familiar with everybody's faces. And so, you know, it was just it was my hobby. It was my passion, right? And, you know, it just grew with me as I was growing up until I discovered Instagram and all the beauty community that was on Instagram. And then I remembered, and then I saw YouTube videos and I was like, oh my God, people are filming and doing their makeup and recording it and putting it out on social media, and oh my God, what is this? I want to do. So I started doing my own makeup and documenting everything. The website I had at the time was GlamNGo.net. And then I changed it to BetaGolchin.com because I figured I can just grow with that, you know, with my own name being the URL. But GlamNGo stuck. I just loved it. I just thought, you know, this is exactly what I do. It's basically fast glam for busy women as the tagline.
So describe a boss glam woman. What does she look like?
Okay.
Who is she?
A boss glam woman is someone who's confident, polished, put together, and basically demands attention and respect with her appearance.
Amazing. So that could be any woman.
Any woman.
Any woman.
Any woman.
And to do this, to be a boss glam woman, you have to know how to put your makeup on right.
Exactly.
And that's where you come in.
Yes.
Because then you show women how to, you teach them basically how to put their makeup on right.
Yes.
For someone like me, I'll use myself as an example, I don't have the slightest clue on skin tone, on framing, on, you know, on lip, I don't know, lip contour. I don't even know the word, you know, the right words, but that's why I really respect what you do, because
Thank you.
Sitting down and watching you apply the makeup on, wow, it takes time. It takes passion,
patience,
you know?
as well.
It takes patience, and it takes you basically knowing what you're doing. So when we sat down, you said something that really grabbed me. That when if you're called, if a client calls you, you haven't necessarily met them, so you don't know their skin type. You don't know. There's so little you know about them.
Exactly.
So how are you able to apply makeup on any skin type when you meet them?
Well, when you know the theory, then you can do it. It's so weird. Now, going back to my education as a project manager, I'm applying the work breakdown structure concept of how you create the scope of the work that you're doing as a project into makeup.
Right.
So I have a method that I've created, and I've learned it, and I've made it my own in a way. Is there is a process to it, right? And so you have to assess before you apply. Right. You can't just apply just because you think that this is a product that can be used on the face. And a lot of times this is what I see on YouTube, is a lot of people just apply without assessment.
Right.
And when someone on YouTube is doing their own makeup, that's their face shape, that's their skin tone, that's their skin type. You cannot assume that just because they're using specific products is on themselves and it looks good, that it's necessarily going to be the same on your face. And which is, I learned the hard way of that, because when I was trying to recreate these looks that I was seeing on YouTube, I was like, why isn't it not looking like the way it should? And that's when, with a lot of trial and error, with a lot of experimenting, like I said, every day for the past 6 years, I have done makeup. whether it's on myself or on others, to get it right, to get that formula right, to get the science right. And so when you look at someone that you haven't done makeup for at all, you've never met, then you know over time that if your skin is dry, then you do not use thick foundation. If you have to use skincare before you apply makeup. You know, using products the right way in order to make it look like skin.
Right.
And the whole science of it is just with practice and with knowing the theory.
But then there is something that we all have in common, because you asked me to exfoliate.
Yes.
Which I didn't, and I know as well that you're supposed to drink a lot of water. That helps also.
Yep.
So these are basic things that people should know.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know to exfoliate.
Yes.
So across board.
Yes. So if you have oily skin or dry skin, the reason why it's oily and dry is because it's dehydrated. So there's a difference between hydration and moisturizing. Hydration comes from within. When you moisturize, you're adding hydration to your skin. So hydration, let's say, is like the condition of the skin, right? When it's dehydrated and you're oily, your skin is overproducing oil to keep it hydrated. And when you're dry, your skin is getting flaky and all that because it's dehydrated. But what happens is there's a thin layer of dead skin cells always sitting on the surface of our skin, because underneath is what is producing, right? And in order for that skin to really show the new cells to come up to the surface, you need to get rid of the dead skin cells. And the way to do that is by exfoliating. And there are so many different types of exfoliants out there. They're non-abrasive, that do not break the capillaries, the veins in your skin.
Right.
That some ones that have like crushed walnuts in them that can really damage your skin in the long term. So go with soft ones. Go with like enzyme, like fruit enzymes, or something that is gentle, you know, that it's not abrasive. And so I recommend 3 times a week, so that whatever moisturizer that you use can really absorb and hydrate your skin, so that your skin is always glowing. It's always, you know, it's looking its best. So it's not just drinking water that's going to hydrate you. Your skin needs that dead cell, the dead layer, to get removed so that it can really help as well.
Wow, free tip for me there as well. See, I didn't know that. Okay, let's talk about something fun. So you've worked with some high-profile people. Right? Can you tell us about some of the people you've worked with?
Well, I've worked with like brands like Sephora, obviously, because I've got certified with them, and Dior, that when I was in the United States. And I've worked with high-profile individuals that became my full-time clients. And so people that were on the board of like the Washington D.C. Opera or the National Portrait Gallery.
Wow.
So they did a lot of fundraising events, and there were like so many high-profile, you know, guests that would come. So they always wanted to look their best, and I was the go-to.
Wow.
And they were highly recommending me to their friends as well. And so I was like I was loving it, you know, doing makeup for everybody. And then there were like from people to like teenagers who were going to prom, to ones that were getting married and wanted their entire bridal party having like done by me, or you know, maternity shoots, which is one of my favorites, because you already have that the glow, the maternity glow there to help you as well. And then you had like, I had one lady, she was working in the healthcare sector in the government, and she had an interview with CNN. And then another client, I did it, she was she was on the board of the again, like it was National Portrait Gallery, and they had an event for Vogue event. So Vogue magazine was doing an event with them. And Sandy Linter, who is like a celebrity, she's a celebrity makeup artist from the 70s, from the disco Studio 54 days, and even till now, she's 73 years old.
Wow.
Looks stunning. So apparently she spotted my client from across the room and came right over to her just to tell her how amazing she looked, how her makeup looked amazing.
That's beautiful.
And my client immediately told me this, and I was like, this is such a great acknowledgement.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's
so
beautiful.
that was one of my proudest moments as well.
That's beautiful.
And then I came to Dubai, and then I did some corporate shoots as well.
Incredible.
And then Miranda Davidson Studios hired me to do makeup for her corporate video as well.
Incredible.
So yeah, I've had quite a
journey.
few.
Good
Yeah,
journey
yeah.
there.
And now I've got this book out, so hopefully I'll be able to do some keynote speaking and teach what corporates and executives and just anybody really wants to just learn how to do makeup right and simplified it, just to make it easier to.
We'll come back to the book
Okay.
in a minute. I wanted to ask this question on behalf of all the people watching, particularly young women or young men who want to go into makeup.
Yeah.
How do you become that go-to person? Because you've mentioned some high-profile places and people you've worked with. How do you become that go-to person that people seek after?
Well, first of all, have the passion and work hard and build your portfolio and practice, because it's like any skill, you need to practice. If you don't practice, you will atrophy and you will forget. So you need to really keep up with trends. You need to keep up with products that are out there. I got lucky because I was working in Sephora, so I didn't have to spend money buying products, but I ended up buying for myself anyway, And never be too humble to say you know everything. Always learn to grow and practice and learn from others, And also network. And when you're confident and you love what you do, people sense that energy and they automatically get drawn to you. And when they see your makeup on them, then that speaks for itself. So then through word of mouth, you can end up going to high profile places and really taking off.
And I think also what you've done, because you're specific to women who want to represent themselves as boss women, and that's why you've come up with the title Boss Glam. So it's always good to know what you want to work with, who you would like to work with, and then just kind of hone in on that and niche it and just work hard. So that's for you out there who are watching and you have been working for a while and you feel like you're not going anywhere. Just keep at it.
Keep a niche, that's right. I mean, with makeup being so broad, I decided I wanted to simplify it for executive women. But you can do it for new moms. You can do it for teenagers. You just have to pick and choose the industry, the field, the niche, and promote it. Use that niche to promote yourself. It's like coaching. You can't coach the world. You coach a specific topic, and then you can branch out.
Exactly.
And then promote yourself in that way,
Exactly. Right, let's talk about Boss Glam. So what 3 things do you want the viewers to know about this book? Like, why should they get it?
Okay. Well, first of all, I talk about my journey, so anyone who wants to be a makeup artist will kind of appreciate the journey that I went through and the difficulties and obstacles. The second, I have a bonus video tutorials free with this book. So what happens is the book is going to have a book website where you can purchase the book. It's going to be available on amazon.com.uk and hopefully .ae. Let's see. And then it's going to be available in Kindle as well, Kindle version. And the book will have its book website. It's not launched yet, but it will be bossglambook.com. Okay, so for this book, the first 3 things that I can recommend that the takeaway is, 1, you're gonna have the tutorials for free, how to create your own makeup, with different formulas, different eye shapes, different face shapes. There's also a section on styling, corporate styling, do's and don'ts for both men and women in there. And then there's also makeup as an art form and healing through makeup and the benefits of how that helps you.
Wow. Do you know, I'm going to be the first person to buy this book when it comes out.
Thank you.
Because I need that. I like the whole healing part.
It's holistic.
Well. Oh, wow.
It covers everything. I mean, the healing part really was what saved me as well. Because, I've been up and down a lot. And, I'm not condoning that it's going to replace therapy. But it does help because scientifically proven that the 2 things that help with interfering with the negative loop that we have in our minds when we create anxiety and depression for ourselves is creativity and productivity. And makeup has both.
So I'm hopeful, and we're hopeful that this book would help somebody out there. You never know. So you have to go get it when it comes out. Get it, and read it. Read it again, and read it again, and read it again. You can never read a book enough. Pick it up and read it.
Yeah, I mean, I would recommend just practicing, taking, because what I do is I do it sequentially in the videos that I will send links to as bonus. But the book covers everything from theory to explaining really very clearly and simply formulas that work, that are out there. Because when you walk into a beauty store, you get so overwhelmed with so many products, and everyone's coming at you to sell something to you without really teaching you and showing you the benefits. And what I do in this book is I just explain the variety of different formulas that are out there, and to pick and choose what's best for you.
Exactly.
You know, personalize it to yourself.
Excellent. Okay, can you finally look at the camera and just give our audience, just give them a word of advice for any business owners out there, or anybody who wants to be, you know, a YouTuber or wants to develop their Instagram or what have you. Can you just look in the camera and just talk to them?
Okay, hey guys. I'm glad that you've picked this career path, and I just want to tell you that it's a lot of hard work. It's not just all glam. You really have to be passionate about this, because it's not something that you can just start and then stop and expect to have it and expect to know it even when you've stopped. It's a daily ritual, it's a daily practice, and when you get up to speed with what's out there, and it's ever changing as well. There's so many formulas and products that are coming out, and so if you're not on top of the game, you are behind, and no one is going to believe you that you're good, you know? And another thing is document everything. Even if you're a novice, even if you've just started, make sure that you document and take pictures of before and afters, either on yourself or on your clients, so that you can have a portfolio to show people when they approach you for makeup, you know? So that way you can also see how much you've improved as well over the years. But it's not something to take lightly. It's hard work, but when you stick to it, it's really rewarding.
Thank you so much for that. Even I've picked something up from that. Just keep working hard on your passion. And when you hit those roadblocks, keep going. Keep going. You get there. So finally, how can our viewers get in contact with you? Are you on any social media? Oh, yeah, you are.
Yes, I am. Yes. So I have a website, betagolchin.com. On Instagram, I'm GlamNGo by Beta on Instagram. I have a YouTube channel as well, which I've linked in my Instagram, so you can just automatically go directly to that. And yeah, so that's it, really.
In contact with
Beta, yeah, and wait out and look out for the book. It's going to come out very soon. And the book website was going to have all the links and a link to purchase it as well.
Yay! So if you want to look glam like me, look at this. Beta look a new person. Please follow Beta and get her book. Support.
Thank you guys.
www.a1000faces.com. Keep going onto the website, subscribe, leave your comments below, and keep supporting.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Beta, for making me beautiful.
Thank you. My pleasure. Bye.